Hey everybody, this is Scott. Welcome back to the channel. I have an exciting little trip for you today. I hit an estate sale and there was really nothing there. I walked through the house in really just a few minutes. It was one being held by the family, and the back of the house was blocked off with their personal stuff, and super nice. And they asked me, well, what are you looking for? And I've told people time and time again, tell people what you do. And I told them, I said, I'm looking for vintage clothes, because that's mostly what Melody and I sell. And they said, well, come take a look. So I found some cool stuff in just a few minutes, and it's all stuff that was going to wind up in the trash. So if you're interested in seeing what I found, stick around and I'll be right back. So let me give you a little bit of backstory for this estate sale I went to yesterday. If this is your first time here, my wife Melody and I run an online sales business, primarily on eBay, and we do some on Poshmark and Etsy. And we do a lot of vintage clothes, which plays heavily into this awesome deal yesterday. So I went to Hubbard, and for those of you that don't know, I live in a very rural area, and I'll keep talking while I tell the story, but I'm going to go ahead and run some of the footage just for driving around out here so that you can see what I mean. But I went to visit a friend of mine who has an antique shop in Hubbard yesterday, and visiting with him, he tells me about an estate sale that is just a local family. It wasn't advertised on any of the social media, wasn't on the estatesales.net, any of those kind of things. So of course I'm going to go by. I don't need anything, like my house is packed, but I went ahead and ran over there, and there wasn't much. Honestly, I had finished looking through the house in about less than 10 minutes. People were super nice, and she just asked me, she goes, well, what is it you're looking for? Because they want to get rid of everything. And I told her, I said, my wife and I sell on eBay. And I said, we're looking for vintage clothes. And I'm one of those people that I strongly recommend you tell people what you do. I think it's incredibly valuable because most people are actually interested in it. They're like, wow, you sell online. The minute that I told her that I sold vintage clothes, she goes, well, come on. And we go into the back of the house, and you can tell there's a few things they've set aside, but they are planning on throwing away the clothes. They are planning on throwing them out. And when I started talking about, I think some of these might have some value, then they said, well, we were probably going to give them to Goodwill. Either way, this stuff was going to end up disappearing. So they wanted to charge me nothing. They kept telling me you can have this and you can have that. But I did pay, but I didn't pay much. Part of it was I grabbed stuff that was cool, but only one of the items that I actually picked up did I know what it was. So this is not a giant haul. This video, the moral of this story is really tell people what you do, because you might get an opportunity that you might have missed otherwise. So some cool stuff. Let me grab them and show them to you. This was the first thing that I picked up. And it is a Baylor Bears. It's on the Hanes. It's on the Hanes heavyweight tag, made in the USA. It's got a little bit of pilling and things, but it's actually in really nice shape. It'll clean up really, really well. I've already washed it. Smells good. I take care of the pilling on this one, and this will be a good solid. And this one, when I insisted that I had to pay for it, she goes, well, okay, $2. We ended up paying a little bit more at the end because the finds got cooler as I went. So let me grab the next one. The next one, it may not be for sale. I may keep it. Once I pulled it out of the closet, the tag fell off of it just because it was, the glue has gotten old. But Cowboys 93 conference championship, heading to the Super Bowl, original tags, all new, in a size I can wear. So excited about that. A t-shirt they didn't think had any value. So let me grab the next one. Okay. This one cracks me up. I've heard of the brand, and it will surprise you. The brand is Get Used by Ellie, and I'll show you the tag. Try to show you the tag. I'm afraid I'm hitting the microphone trying to show you the tag. Get Used by Ellie was popular in the early 90s, and one of the people that wore it was Tupac. He, I don't remember the movie, but when one of the movies or pieces that he was in, he's wearing a long denim hoodie, and it's like this one's got a lot of designs on it, but this is not one Tupac would have worn, but it is a denim jacket, and it's pretty worn, but covered with comic books things on it. So I picked up that, and the next one is the first piece that I recognized it right away as that's got a little bit of value to it, and it is the Lee denim jacket, but this one has the old black tag and the black see if I can get that where you can see it, the black pocket tag. This is in fantastic condition, so I would guess this is probably 70s, but it's in great shape. Great shape. I am sure that this will sell for $50 to $75, and but that wasn't the best find. That's the first one I noticed that, hey, this has value. I'm taking that home. And I told them, I said, I'm going to get 50 to 75 for this. And they just were shocked. They couldn't believe it. And then I pulled the next one out of the closet. And it is this one right here. It's this one right here. There are no tags in it. It is worn to the point that pieces are coming off of it. But here's what I do notice on it. If you look carefully at the pocket, the stitching on it, the stitching has come out, but if you look carefully at it, it's the old Montgomery Ward's one. Most of them you see listed, and it's hard for me to pin down the year. I don't know Montgomery Ward's as well as I do, say, Levi's or Lee or something like that. But a lot of people list these from the 40s or 50s. And so a 40s or 50s, really in any denim jacket is cool. But this one has been customized. So it's I call it the Type 2 jacket. It's got no pockets. It's got all that down the front. But check this out. Oh my goodness. That is slicker than butter on a bald monkey. They did their own. They made this at home, you can tell. They made their own, or tried to do their own chain stitching. And it's all hand sewn. It's all hand done. The repairs on it are all hand done. So my guess is this is probably 1950s, maybe as late as the 1960s. It's Montgomery Ward's. Montgomery Ward's made a 101 jacket, which I think that this falls into that line, or at least the same time period. I posted this last night. I didn't wash it. I didn't clean it up. With this kind of denim, with these kind of repairs, you don't do anything. You show the flaws, and it sold overnight. I had several offers, and one of the offers came from somebody who you could tell from the message they sent, they were excited to get it. And, you know, this job for us is as much about saving history as it is anything else. So I took that offer. This sold overnight for $200. I paid $25 for the haul, which was $23 more than the family wanted. But all I knew about this one when I brought it home, I thought, well, the back looks cool. I hadn't looked at it carefully enough to notice that it also had, I'm going to open it up for you and show you something else. that in addition to the wear, the closer we got to looking at it, Melody noticed this. Do you see that red line on the denim right there? You may have seen the word selvage before and really not known what it is or what it meant. And what selvage is the looms that they used to use were smaller than the modern ones. And so the edge of it is kind of where they finished it off. And this would be a red line selvage edge. And it's one of the indications that it's older, especially for more common brands like, you know, Ward's or JCPenney's or something like that. So a real indication of age and quality based on that age. So that's what selvage is if you didn't know and you haven't seen it. Fantastic jacket. It's going to a great home. Saved it from, at best, going to Goodwill. And if they would have saved it or not, I don't know. At worst, it was going to be thrown out just as soon as their sale ended yesterday. And the family got a little bit out of it, and I got a lot out of it. And the person who's getting it, they sent me a note as soon as I accepted their offer and said that it was an immediate wall hanger, and they hope someday they could, you know, do enough of the repairs on it to be able to wear it. So, moral of the story again, tell people what you do. If you are a reseller, I'm sure you're eventually going to run into somebody who doesn't like it that you're doing that. My experience overall has always been people are interested in it and they don't mind that you're making money on it. In fact, they kind of encourage it, and so many times I can't count, they share with you other things that they have that weren't in the regular sale. So quick little haul, real message there, and hopefully you found some of that fun and interesting. And I'm planning on getting back out, not to this sale. I picked it pretty carefully, but we've got more exciting things coming up. I have had such tremendous support from Instagram and all of you here on YouTube. I genuinely appreciate it, more than you know. Like, this has been just a wonderful experience for me. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't, I'd love it if you liked and subscribed to the channel. And that's it. I will see you on the next one. Thanks.